Human beings have been innovating since the days of our creation. And yet somehow, while you're up in the tree stand in late fall and the sun is starting to go down, you start to feel a chill in your toes. And before you know it, your whole body is shivering.
2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo.
Well, knowing that there's no place colder than outer space, why not borrow some of the technology that astronauts use to make a 5-hour sit more bearable? Well, Thorogood did exactly that.
Hi, I'm Rob Burnett. I'm the Senior Vice President of Thorogood Footwear here in Merrill, Wisconsin. And I remember ever since I was a little kid with my dad hauling me out to the duck blind, early in the morning, my feet always froze. And then as I got older, I started hunting in a tree stand and my feet froze. So every time my feet get cold, I'd start getting agitated, I'd move around, and I wasn't focused on what I was doing. I wasn't having a great experience. So the beauty about this job is I get to go build something that's going to solve that problem. So what I set out to do is to build the best technical rubber boot that the world has seen. So our Infinity rubber boot starts with a full clad upper, camouflage, heel kick on it, great outsole, self-shedding outsole. But I didn't want to NASCAR this thing up. I just wanted to have a really good, solid rubber boot that people would like. But the secret sauce is really under the hood. And let me show you that. So what we did to solve the problem of cold is we put a layer of Solacor underneath the foot. And why did we do that? Because when you're in an elevated tree stand, cold is coming up from the bottom, and rubber inherently attracts that cold. So this not only blocks the cold from coming in, but it retains the heat inside the boot. Then we wrapped it around the toe of the boot. So, your feet get cold, your toes get cold, not your heel, usually not the top of the foot, but man, protecting those toes and keeping those warm. And then backing that up with 1,600 grams or 800 grams of Thinsulate, it doubles the heat retention in this boot. So we always say warmer longer. You can hunt longer and stay warmer, and that's just critical, especially for me being an end user. So next thing we did is say, hey, we got a warm boot, but we still got to make it comfortable. So we added an IP EVA, which a lot of boots you see will have an EVA midsole, but an IP EVA actually gives you more energy return. So when you're walking, man, you got that toe spring, it's comfortable. When you step on things, you really don't feel it, but it looks like a big bulky boot, but when you put it on, it actually feels like an athletic shoe. So it's really comfortable in the field. The next thing we do is, man, when you're walking in, especially me, I'm walking in maybe a half mile to a mile into a tree stand, your feet are gonna sweat. So you gotta have a moisture wicking layer. And that's where we came up with this layer right here. This thing not only wicks the moisture away from the foot up the shaft of the boot, but actually has an antimicrobial as well that kills the bacteria that causes those odors. Everybody I've talked to that I work with or tries the boots on absolutely has a better experience. And I hear tons of stories about my family hunts longer, we go ice fishing in this. So just a great boot that will give you a better experience than you have today.
Okay, engine stop. Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're pretty busy for a minute.